She's got a lovely story coming up next. That little girl, Margot Martini. And she's as sweet as a martini, it has to be said. She's a little girl, and she overcame leukemia, and our lovely mummy and daddy are just bringing her into the studio now, and we're all smiling. Actually, just cut back and let's see mummy and daddy arriving here, because let's see them here. Oh, there's only 7 cameras here. We just can't get you on one of them. Just wanted to say, just to see you coming in there, it's just the joy and the happiness involved in all of this. Because when you came here, how long ago?
January 14th.
January you came in, and they came in, and it was really quite desperate. It was all very sad. They needed donors out there, and this is what they said back then.
We need a stem cell donor. We're looking for a perfect match for Margot. We're talking tissue type, and what we want people to do is register as a stem cell donor.
It's torn our family apart. We no longer live under the same roof. I'm in the hospital with Margot, and they're with Yasser at home, so we just want to be all back together as soon as possible.
Well, do you know, Vicky and Yasser, they're back here with Margot, and they're back today, and the news you have is?
Well, so far she's disease-free. We say so far because you never know, but she's doing as well as she can be doing for the time being. So we're really happy and relieved.
Well, we join in that with you. Vicky, what happened after that appeal? What happens? People come forward.
People came forward, and we found a donor on a German registry. She had her transplant in February, the 21st.
21st, yeah.
And she spent 6 weeks in isolation at Great Ormond Street, which was quite tough. And but she came through it, and the donor cells have taken over her bone marrow, and got rid of the leukemia, basically.
I mean, absolutely amazing. The haematologist that you were dealing with at Great Ormond Street said he'd only seen 3 cases like Margot's in the last 10 years,
That's
so really
correct.
rare.
Yes.
She had dual lineage, which is extremely rare. So they didn't really know how it would. They hadn't got much data at all, and so they didn't know how she would react to chemotherapy. So they advocated the bone marrow transplant, and we're delighted that we eventually had one.
And bone marrow transplants are notoriously painful as a procedure. How's
She's
Margot
so
been
curious. Look at her. Look at her. She's so.
Well, actually, for Margot, she had the chemo, which was very hard on her, but receiving the donor cells was totally painless. It went in through her Hickman line, which is a permanent line she has in her chest. It just looked like a blood transfusion.
But what about the donor? Do you get to meet the donor? Do you get to know who they are?
Hopefully, if he would like to be met by us, in 2 years' time we could meet him, yeah.
What would you like to say to that donor?
Obviously, thank you. And he's just a hero. Yeah.
It's giving her a
thank
second
you.
chance at life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know, when you were
It's
talking
amazing.
about the chemo there, the
Yes.
chemotherapy, we know the effects that has on adults, and our own colleague Jackie Beltrao is going through that at the moment. And it's a very demanding, harrowing whole sequence. On a child, child as young as she is, what were the effects?
She coped incredibly well. The first 3 rounds, which were, she did really incredibly well. Yes, baby. The one which she had to prepare her for the bone marrow transplant was far harder, I think. But the nurses and doctors were amazing in keeping her, stopping her from vomiting and things like that. But she ended up not eating very much at all.
We had all sorts. We had renal failure. We had rashes all over the body. There's some things we shouldn't talk about bottoms this time of morning, but there was all sorts going on.
Yeah.
And this is what you've got now. Right, so when you came in here, the last time that we came in, we were all very sad.
Yes.
And you had a very brave face on things, and you were very proactive, you guys, I have to say, and you organised campaigns and you made videos and all that sort of thing. How are you feeling? How are you feeling now?
We're feeling like this is a cause that's adopted us. We've been lucky. And there are
well,
many,
the harder
many
you work, the
people
luckier
who
you
haven't
get
been
sometimes,
lucky. Well,
you know.
Perhaps, but Margot was one of 1,800 people in the UK who was looking for a stem cell match this year. There are 37,000 people worldwide. Only half of the people with a blood cancer that need a donor ever find one. So we want to try and increase the numbers on the registries all over the world, starting in the UK. It sounds like a ridiculous target, 2.5 million people. There are 900,000 people on the registry today.
Yeah.
And
So the interesting thing from your point of view, this is not the end for you, even though you know it's good news so far for your lovely daughter.
right.
You feel a bigger responsibility.
We'd like to put a little bit back, really. The person that was Margot's donor, we don't know his story, don't know why he became a donor, but it could be that it was a family just like ours that encouraged other people to become donors, and I feel like it's like a
So we're looking for support
circle. Yeah.
from the 900,000 people. You're one of them, Eamon. You swabbed.
We did our swabs, that's right.
So we're asking people to encourage just one more person to do the same as they did, because maybe that'll mean just one more transplant and just one more life being saved.
Okay, well, it's
the
a
idea.
lovely story. We're so happy for you, Yasser
Thank
you.
and Vicky. Team Margot,
Team Margot.
and what a girl. Well done, Margot.
Well done, Margot.
Yeah.
Good girl.
Show Eamon how strong you are. No.
Very good. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.